What is going on? Justin here with Native Watercraft, and today I'm going to show you how to install an NK180 on your new Slayer LTE. First thing that I like to do with any Newport install is to go ahead and install the bracket. Conveniently located at the back, we have our standard 4-bolt pattern that's molded into the boat, and I went ahead and removed the dummy screws that are included stock, and we've got some new hardware that you'll use. 4 bolts and washers are included. I like to hand thread everything first, make sure nothing is cross threaded. Before we install our steering, lift and lower lines, I'm gonna go ahead and put the motor on the bracket. Just undo that safety pin that's on the side. Go back into your kit and find the lift and lower line and the reverse line. This one is gray. That's for your lift line. That's going to go on my right-hand side, and the reverse is going on my left. So Ramel, the wizard, he showed me this trick on how to install your lift and lower line. Now, already included at the bottom is a carabiner. I'm going to take this off, and we're going to use it somewhere else. There's 2 eyelets facing the paddler. So on the left eyelet, this little guy is going to thread through just like that. And then take your excess cord, thread it through the loop. And now that's connected. So the carabiner that we just had, this now is going to connect to the included pulley, and that pulley is going to attach to this bracket up here. We got our bracket adjusted to where we want it to. That draft looks good. Take the excess cord, thread it through that pulley. Just like that. Once you have all the slack through, this is now going to go through the eyelet on the right side. And then in order to route our line up the tracks and to the appropriate spot beside the paddler, you've also got some included eyelets that will be attached to the track. And that's going to slide right into that anodized track. Oh, goodness gracious. Twist that down, and once you've got it where you want it, you can take a wrench, tighten it up. Perfect. You've got 2 on each side, so I'm gonna put one just a little bit up the track at the very end right here. And I'm noticing right now, I'm gonna have to remove one of the cleats for the bungee so I can get it in. Once you've got those tightened down, take your excess, again, thread through each eyelet. Just like that. And then one last thing to complete the lift and lower line, you also have a vertical tie down, and you have the knob that will attach to the end of the line. You do have the lift line for the spring blade rudder, which is right here on the front of this track. I don't think that's going to be an issue. The vertical tie down is going to go right in front. With our lift knob, instead of trying to force it into this hole right here, I've got a better solution for you, as shown to me by the wizard, Mr. Ramel. So I thread it through once, take it, wrap it around the knob, thread it through one more time, pull that down, and then come over here to your vertical tie down, and we'll get the exact distance that we need. Once you've got that where you want it, we're going to tie just a simple knot. So this is going to come around, that's going to thread through. Leave a small loop up front. just like this. And when you're ready to stow your motor, it's gonna go right over that vertical tie down, just like that. And what I really love about the LTE, what I'm finding out now, there's two handles on either side, which creates this little recessed area in which your knob can just kind of drop in and stay out of the way. Now I'm gonna come back and cut the excess, and we will be done for the lift and lower line. Now, the reverse line is not totally necessary, but for the purpose of this video, I will show you. All this does is lock down your motor so you can throw it in reverse. So we're gonna come down here, take your carabiner, locate this little loop right here. And as you see, it's spring loaded, so whenever you pull down on it, it locks it into place. Take your excess, now thread it back through the loop that we've already used. So this is gonna go under your lift and lower line, just like that. On this side, the install is gonna be a little bit different because we do have the steering handle over here on the left side of the paddler. So you really only have this track right here to work with. So you're gonna have one eyelet and then one locking cleat. Again, you can take your wrench, tighten it down. And this is your locking cleat. You have a couple of teeth up here in the front. That way, if you pull your reverse line, you can lock it in the reverse position. Two 10-30-second slider slugs. You will have to remove your cleat that holds the bungee up here. That's gonna slide off like that. Slugs are going in. The eyelet is installed and the locking cleat is installed. Thread the excess through. Same thing with the cleat up here. Now this is going to be a little bit different than the other side, so we are going to actually utilize the hole that's drilled into the handle. Just kind of pinch and twist, and that should pop through on the other side. Just like that. Pull the excess through. Make sure you leave a couple of inches here up front to lock it into place, and that handle again is just gonna rest down here in the built-in handle on the kayak. Nothing crazy, I'm just gonna tie a double knot, so thread it through once. Thread it through one more time. Lock it down, and then trim the excess. Now we're done with the lift and lower line and the reverse line. Let's move towards the front of the kayak and install the foot braces. It doesn't matter what foot braces you use, whether it be the new Wizard FCS system or our standard foot braces, they will utilize the 4 molded in inserts up here on the front. But we're not gonna do that right now, not for this video. Let's install the steering lines. For this part, you'll need a 3/8 inch drill bit. I also want to drill a pilot hole as well, so I'm just going to grab a smaller drill bit. This is a 9/64. It might be a little bit hard to see on video, but right here, just in front of the foot braces, there's a little flat notch, and that's where we're going to drill for our ports. Same thing on the opposite side. We've got those 2 holes drilled. Let's now move to the back. These are a tad bit easier because you have these very noticeable drill points that are molded into the kayak here. In your steering kit, whether you have the new Wizard FCS or the standard foot braces, you'll have some Spectre cable. Take that out. You'll have 2 of these little bundles, 1 for each side. And we're gonna come back up to the front and thread these all the way to the back. Great thing about this line is its rigidity. So if you straighten it out, it should hold its shape to make it super easy to thread to the back. All right, now take off your power link plate. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Boom. Now just kind of throw that off to the side and let's do the other side. For this one, take off the hatch and the bucket, and it should be right down in here, hopefully. Perfect. Now we can thread our line through the holes that we just drilled back here in the stern. Take the line from the opposite side. You're gonna thread it through the hole like that. Okay, and then just tie these two together. Just like that. And now you can pull it through. Same thing on the other side. Once those lines are attached, you have your 4 pass-throughs, those little black bushings. 2 of those are gonna come back here, thread it on top of the line. Should only require a little bit of pressure to pop that into place. Same thing on that opposite side. Perfect. Perfect, now let's go back up towards the bow and install our other bushings. Now the last thing to do, go back to the stern and attach your carabiners, which will then attach to the motor. I've found that this knot works the best for me, but you can use whatever knot your little heart desires. I'm just gonna fold that over like that, come back around, create a little loop knot. Cinch down the knot, and then you can cut off the excess. Make sure that you leave just a little bit left because these lines will tighten down over time with the pressure from the motor. Take your carabiner, lock that into place, and then this will connect to the tree on the 180. Repeat those same steps on the opposite side. The last and final thing included in this kit is the Yak Attack throttle mount, and that will also include 2 screws that fit into the bottom of the control box from Newport. Since we have the lift and lower line on the right side of this kayak, I'm gonna put the control box on the left side, the bottom of the lock and load base, threads in like that. Release the locking mechanism on the bottom, and this should pop on. And then you can make any adjustments that you need to, just like that. And that was the complete install of the NK180 on this Slayer LTE. If you're interested in purchasing this kit, check out the description down below. If you want to learn more about the Slayer LTE, go to nativewatercraft.com. Appreciate y'all for watching, and as always, we will see you on the water.